Hi guys, we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta today, and it is juicy, 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 so hold on to your pearls. Guys, if you're tired of talking about Beverly Hills, if you're tired of talking about the OC, then this video is definitely for you. We're talking baby mama drama, we're talking Miss NeNe Leakes, lawsuits, Bravo. Before we get started, just so you guys know, everything in this video, of course, is alleged, but go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn those notifications on, because you never know what these crazy women are going to be doing, and you are going to want to be up to date. You're going to miss it if not, okay? Anyways, we're talking NeNe Leakes today. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of refresher about some key players and what's going down in the Atlanta right now. So we got NeNe. We know that NeNe had two sons, right? She had the oldest son who Greg adopted, and then she had the youngest son, which was Greg and her child together, okay? The main player in this story today is going to be about son number one, the oldest one, Bryson, and his child's mother, Simone. But before, these Instagram, she calls NeNe, we'll get into all that. Okay, anyways, that's like the best part. It's so juicy. Anyways, so originally our friends over at the Jasmine brand posted this Instagram post, and the Instagram account that it comes from, whom is Simone, the child's mother, is LYFEOF_MO, okay? And she goes on a rant on Instagram about NeNe Leakes and about how she doesn't do anything for her grandchildren. She lost the money. She owed so much money on her house. She was losing it anyway. She had to sell it. She didn't make any money off of it. She doesn't have a job. Nobody likes her. I mean, on and on and on. We're going to break it all the way down. But I want to give you guys a little bit of history before we get into all this too much, just so you have an understanding, because back in 2018, we actually met NeNe's son, the oldest one, Bryson, and he was struggling with some issues at the time. We saw him shoplifting razors. You know, his mom has millions, you know, why would you shoplift razors? We thought there could be some addiction issues involved, and that's still a possibility. We don't know, but we just know that we saw some issues and some troubles, and NeNe was having a hard time with him living in her home, okay? Now, according to Simone, it must feel like we must have seen her as well in 2018 when the son was filming with NeNe, but I don't particularly remember, so if you do, please comment below. Anyways, she says that they had a chance to do a reality show, but this clown, talking about Bryson, refused. And she said he would rather flip burgers at Burger King and sleep couch to couch, but his mom got millions, ? She said, that's why I left back in 2017. So our good friends at the Jasmine brand, this resurfaced, right? Okay, so she has Simone has since commented on her old comment with new comments about NeNe Leakes, and they are crazy. Doesn't take care of her grandkids, lost money on the house, all of it. She just really spills it all. I'm going to give it all to you guys. But I want to kind of rewind a little bit, because I think a little bit of backstory here. We have to talk about that NeNe was married to Greg for a very long time. Like I said, they had one child together, the youngest child, her oldest son. We don't know who the father is. She's never mentioned it. He's never mentioned it. They were together for a very long time. We saw his struggle with cancer on the show. We saw her struggling to be a caregiver to someone who was suffering with cancer. And then eventually he did pass away. And we had always heard alleged rumors that they had an open marriage, that he had, he's seen other women and she's seen other men, or that it was just him. Whatever the case was, there were some infidelities within the relationship. Now, in all the time of NeNe being on the show, she had a very famous saying that she used to say to Kim Zolciak. And if you guys watched Atlanta, the first couple of years of Atlanta, so good. Best Real Housewives, I swear. You know, Carlos King had all the original OG Atlantas on his show except for NeNe. Guys, this lawsuit, she really needed, I don't know if she needed to do it or not, but when you do something like this, you have to think about the fact that you're never going to be able to work with these people again. If after you sue them or you accuse them of being racist, you are never working with them, their cousin, the sister network, nothing ever again. Okay, that's the thing with NeNe. She screwed up here because she was a boss. She was an OG. She was an original. She had a name already made for herself. She could go line her pockets at promotions, at selling and different endorsements, at going to things like Carlos King or BravoCon, whatever the case may be. Real Housewives, the Ultimate Girls Trip, whatever the case may be. She could have been lining her pockets with a little bit more of a hustle instead of just the, filming season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And when she made this decision to sue Bravo, she knew that she was taking on Bravo and their whole Bravo family, a 3-letter big network. And she wasn't going to be able to work anywhere else. And if nobody told her that, shame on them. But NeNe is a smart lady. She didn't get where she got without any brains. She might have messed up here. I don't know, guys. Anyways, famous line to Kim Zolciak was, close your legs to married men, right? Because Kim Zolciak used to date Big Daddy, and he was like this rich actor, but we weren't allowed to know who he was, and he would give her whatever she wanted. She walked in and bought like wrote out a check for a $60,000 Escalade, like right there. She called him on the cell phone. He said yes. So whenever the beef between Kim Zolciak and NeNe took place, I can remember the reunion. She said it a million times, close your legs to married men, 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 right? So last year, Greg passes away, sadly, right? NeNe starts to resurface with this dude, right? And I don't know if I should say this or not, but for me personally, her boyfriend now, he's very polished. He's dressed very nice. However, he gives me a Peter Thomas 2.0. Is anyone with me? Seriously, Peter Thomas 2.0. Don't you guys think? They were even hanging out down in Florida at Bar One, kicking it. He just gives me that Peter Thomas vibe. And to me, it's just a Peter Thomas 2.0. Anyways, he's married, okay? He's married. He's in the process of getting divorced. She sues Bravo, and all of a sudden, a lawsuit pops up against NeNe, and it's his wife. Well, his wife that he's getting divorced from. Yeah, in the state that they live in, which I think is North Carolina, there's some kind of law that like a spouse can legally sue another person civilly for money and, for the cause of neglect and basically, cheating with their spouse, I guess. She filed the court documents. So whether she wins or not, it's not the point. That now NeNe's in 2 lawsuits, okay? Which I've told you guys before, lawsuits aren't free, okay? It doesn't matter if you're suing someone or someone's suing you. It costs money to have people represent you. It costs money to have attorneys go in and file paperwork for you, okay? These things take time in the court system. You have got court costs. Like, it takes money to be in civil cases. It does, whether you're on the receiving end or you're on the other end, okay? Because Bravo could be just putting this off forever. They could keep sending, putting off the dates, asking for extensions, et cetera, and it costs money every time your attorney goes to court with you. They get paid hourly. It costs money when they file paperwork for you. You have to retain them. They're not free. So now you're in 2 lawsuits. So now you're paying double legal because you're defending yourself in one and yet you're suing somebody in another, which of course that could be like a pro bono thing. Who knows? Anyways, so that's really the last we've heard from NeNe. After the lawsuit came out, she posted a cute picture, like cheesing really big with a really big hat. But that's all we've really seen or heard from her, okay? So now let's jump back to her son and his baby mom. Sorry, I'm thirsty, guys. And his Instagram, because it's juicy. Okay, so Simone says, since my name has been tagged in this, let me take you back to 2018 when it all began. She said, everything I said back then has surfaced. NeNe blacklisted us and her family, saying she'll never work again. Like NeNe told Simone, you'll never work again. I'm blacklisting you. And she said, and now look at you crying because the industry got you blackballed. And that came from newsaroma.com, but it's also, again, on the Instagram post. Now, also, this is where it gets juicy. She says, you're a terrible person and you're terrible to work for. You lost all your good friends. She used to tell us, you better humble yourself because something could be taken away. Everything could be taken away. and you never know it. And she's like, and Simone's like, but look at you. You should have followed your own advice. You should have stayed humble because now you're losing everything. She said, goes on to say, your husband's gone. Your oldest son is a junkie, which is a terrible thing to say. But we know that he has addiction issues. She says you do nothing for your grandchildren because there's multiple children. There's multiple children with different women as well. And you're fired from the Real Housewives of Atlanta and you have no real friends. And here's where it gets really juicy. She says, and you tried to sell your house for $4 million, but you ended up taking a loss. You got $575K profit minus what you owe. And she's like, and there's more deep shit that I'm not going to say right now. Then she says, hope those lounges work out because your stores were a flop. Your TV career is over. Karma's a bitch. And oh yeah, close your legs to married men. Yes, that is the post from Simone, NeNe's oldest son's child's mother, on Instagram. Let me go through it again for you guys, just in case you wanted to hear it. Again, Simone is taking an older post of her and Bryson, and she is captioning it on her Instagram, which I told you guys in the beginning. If you want to go back and look at it or look her up, you can. She's trying to get a show, I think. She says, NeNe is a terrible person and a terrible person to work for. She's lost all of her good friends. She tried to, basically she should have taken her own advice because she would tell them, humble yourself, everything can be gone in a minute. And then, she loses her husband, her son's on drugs. She does nothing for any of her grandchildren. She was fired. She doesn't have real friends. And then she goes in on NeNe's finances, which, like I told you guys, is a little bit concerning. She tried to sell her house, which we do know that she put the house up for sale right away. For the $4 million, but according to Simone, she was losing it anyways. That's why she ended up taking the price that she did, not making much of a profit, if at all, after she paid what she owed on it. And then, like I said, she alludes to way more information and tea that she's not saying for right now. She just says there's some deep shit that I don't want to say right now. And then, of course, she goes in and repeats, I am repeating her, saying that she hopes that the lounges that NeNe has started are going to be profitable because the stores were a flop. Do you guys remember when NeNe came out with the pop-up stores? I think one started in Florida. I can't remember the name of it. If you guys remember, comment below. But yeah, I can't remember. It was something crazy, but they were a flop. And then, like I said, she closes it with the, oh, and keep your legs closed to married men. Damn, Simone. If you want to come talk about it, I'm here for you. We're all here for you, Simone. Honestly, if you do want to come talk, let us know. I'll Instagram you. I'll DM you. You can come get it all off your chest. No, guys, really, though, that is, that's a tough situation to be in when, you got a child that needs taken care of and you have a father that's not, helping, but you have a grandmother that's allegedly a millionaire and, the grandchildren are struggling, and we don't see any of the other mothers come forward sticking up for her. We don't ever see them shouting her out or photos of her and her grandchildren. Like, when do we ever see photos of NeNe and her grandchildren? I don't think I have. I didn't even know there were multiple grandchildren until I did the research, to be honest with you. So I find that just a little bit strange. I don't know if it's because both of her children are men, and so she doesn't take well to the women who have custody or the children most of the time. I'm not sure, but I think it's a little strange. Tamara Judd doesn't post with her grandchildren either. Maybe it's just like a thing, like they don't want to be grandmas. They don't want people to look at them as grandmas, so they don't post with them. I don't know. It's a little weird to me because Tamara, like I said, she doesn't really post much about being a grandmother either. Now, Vicky does. Vicky, she'll post. She's proud to be a grandma. So a little strange here with this NeNe and Tamara not letting any, we know your grannies. Come on now. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, leave your comments and questions. And we can, we can do a live about this. I just wanted to get it out, get